what I've always dreamt of, and that's owning, my mini empire.
So that's why we thought if we got children, maybe the family will be more perfect.
I was fired when I was pregnant.
They were born in the 1970s in different parts of the world, a time when women took to the streets to demand equal rights. New laws were voted in, and since the 1970s, women have been accepted in the same schools and universities as men and have access to the same professions for equal pay, in principle at least. 40 years on, women now account for almost half the world's active workforce. Maiko, Sarah, Hazel, Kristen and Lily all grew up in an increasingly equal opportunities world. They've lived lives quite different from those of their mothers, studying, working and deciding for themselves whether they would have children, and if so, when. But are they able to balance a desire for professional responsibilities with a family life, or simply a life that's more fulfilling? 40 years on, what has this silent revolution achieved? It's 6:30 a.m. and everyone is already up. Maiko, her husband Hitoshi, and their 2 children. Maiko doesn't have much time in the morning. She's an IT consultant working for a major Japanese bank.
おにぎりとかもだいたい朝ごはんすごい簡単なんで、おにぎりとかサンドイッチとか作って。それでは皆さんも一緒にいただきます。
仕事ないの？
あるよ。会社行くよ。ごめんね。眠い。じゃあね。働くお母さんは子供にしわ寄せが言ってるとか言って、確かに子供にしわ寄せ言ってるねとは思いますね。でもやっぱ働かないっていうのもないし、やるんだったらそれなりのことをやりたいと思ってました。
Hitoshi works nearby in a telecommunications company. It's his job to drop the children off at school every morning.
これ掃除機なんですよ。2人とも働いてるんで。
Maiko has an hour-and-a-half commute to get to work. Japanese women account for 42% of all those in employment. But they only occupy 9% of managerial positions. Japan is routinely classified as the least egalitarian of the developed nations.
子供産んで何年かしてから、ああダメなんだって分かったんです。だから残業できないし出張できないし、そういう人は上に上げさせないっていうのが暗黙で、だってこんな上がんないはずないもんっていう、ずっと8年泊まりっぱなしってありますかみたいな、ないから最初はいや何年か経てば上がれるんじゃないかと思ったんです。 でもこんだけ上がれないってことはダメなんだもうってちょっと思ったんですよね。でダメな理由っていうのは個人の資質もそうかもしれないんですけど、誰かと競争したら残業できる方が上がるんですっていうのをこういろんな周りを見ててなるほどって分かったんです。だからもう私このまま上がらないな。
Maiko was born in 1974. In Japan at that time, very few women worked. The most important thing for any woman was her home, her husband, her family. In 1986, when Maiko was 12, the first Japanese law on sexual equality in the workplace was passed. More and more women started to work. Maiko met Hitoshi at university. They married, and in the year 2000, she started working at the bank. In 2004, she had her daughter, Nana, and 2 years later, her son, Kaito. After maternity leave, she went back to work full-time at the bank, making her a rare case in Japan. The law guarantees equality, but companies expect their employees to work very long hours. This is why most Japanese women quit work once they start a family. In France, even after women have children, they keep on working, and usually full-time. Women account for 47% of the French workforce, and for 39% of managerial positions. And yet the arrival of a child often causes a disruption in a woman's career. Some start working part-time, while others are quite simply urged to quit. Years ago, Sarah was in charge of logistics in an aeronautics company and was the first woman to sit on the management committee. Today, she's at home, unemployed. Her husband, Pierrick, is an engineer.
Wow!
Everything changed when Sarah announced that she was pregnant. The Human Resources Director offered her a conventional severance deal. Stunned, Sarah refused. Finally, in the 6th month of her pregnancy, she received a summons to her redundancy interview, to be held on her return from maternity leave. Sarah took the news hard and was immediately put on sick leave by her doctor. She spent the rest of her pregnancy bedridden.
Je suis très 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 en colère. Parce qu'ils savaient les risques que ça pouvait engendrer. On n'envoie pas un courrier à une femme enceinte de 6 mois, un courrier de licenciement. Évidemment, ça va mal se passer, évidemment, ça va l'atteindre. Et évidemment, comme ça va l'atteindre, ça va aussi atteindre son état de santé. C'est logique. Et pour eux, est-ce qu'ils n'y ont pas pensé? Est-ce que ça leur est passé par-dessus la tête? Je sais pas. Mais c'était pas à faire. Ils sont allés trop loin.
Sarah has decided to take her case to the Employment Tribunal.
Pour moi, terminer cette histoire, ça passait forcément par une procédure judiciaire. J'imaginais pas reprendre une activité professionnelle, reprendre le cours de ma vie normalement sans passer par là. J'ai vécu des mois trop difficiles.
Allô?
Oui, Emmanuel, c'est Sarah.
Oui, Sarah.
Je sors du tribunal.
Oui.
Donc l'audience a été fixée au 15 février. Non.
In France, pregnant women are protected by the law and cannot be fired. And yet 1 pregnant woman in 4 feels discriminated against at work. Maiko leaves the bank at 5:30 p.m. She hurries to pick up Nana and Kaito before the school closes.
どうした？濡れて。本当？袋の中に入ってないよ、靴下。履いてみる？入ってる。ただいま。
ただいまんぼ。
ただいまんぼ。
ただいまスク。
テレビ見てていいよ。
待って。
ジャンバーこういうとこ置かなくていいって。ナナもさ、ちゃんと椅子にかけてって。会社の人たちには全然そんなこと知ったことじゃないけど、なんか男性がこう「あー」とか言ってるの見ると、あんたたち家帰って仕事なくていいねとか本当に思います。石崎さんはね、早く帰っちゃうからなんと言われると「早く帰ったって遊んでるわけじゃないんだよ」みたいな。ブロッコリー何個食べる？そんなに？そんなに？食べよう。
いただきます。
いただきます。今日のきんぴら美味しいと思うよ。
Maiko cooks at the weekend, preparing the week's meals in advance. Hitoshi, Maiko's husband, is still at work. It's rare for him to dine with the family on a weekday evening. He'll get home at about 10 o'clock.
帰ってきてからうちの夫がやるんです。これ片付けるの、食洗機セット係。スパルタだから私も全然やんないんです。基本的にそれはもうパパの仕事。夜早く寝せたいとかありますよね。早く寝せたい、もっと。小学校の紙見たら低学年は11時間寝てほしいって書いてあって、11時間、それは今までもないなと思って。11時間寝せるって7時に寝せなきゃダメじゃん。無理。それはさすがに。寝る？寝るよ。今の時間がマックスだったら、これ残業なんかしだしちゃったらもっと少なくなっちゃうじゃないですかって思って、自由になれる仕事をしたいなっていうのもあって、それでやっぱりやめようって。
Sarah has been at home since her daughter Naya was born. She spent a lot of time preparing her case for the employment tribunal. Recently, too, she started looking for a new job.
Oh là là, tu te fais super mal, je suis sûre. Allez, viens. Allez, viens. Tu peux te relever encore? C'est trop dur, Non, pas ça. Est-ce que tu veux qu'on allume la télé? J'ai bien profité de Naya. J'adore m'occuper d'elle, mais le quotidien aujourd'hui m'étouffe un petit peu. Il faut absolument que je retrouve un emploi, que je retrouve une vie sociale. Ça devient et ça, c'est essentiel pour moi. Je peux pas, malgré ce que disent, malgré ce que peuvent dire les personnes à l'extérieur, c'est vrai que j'ai le temps aujourd'hui, mais voilà, je me sens pas bien, vraiment je me sens pas bien à rester à la maison et c'est pas mon habitude.
Sarah was born in 1976, growing up in La Rochelle. Her father left the island of La Réunion to come to mainland France, where he found work as a bus driver. In 1972, France passed its first law establishing the principle of sexual equality, and the elite schools were opened up to women. Sarah herself went to a business school. She was 19 when she met Pierrick. They married 14 years later, and 1 year after that, Sarah was pregnant.
Je vais les enlever.
Pierrick left his job at aeronautics and defense group Thales when his daughter was born. He wanted to have more time for her. He now runs a local branch of the French electricity network not far from their home. Sarah's problems at work and then her dismissal were a trial for Pierrick too.
On peut penser ce qu'on veut, elle a été licenciée, elle n'a plus d'activité professionnelle. Ça a de l'influence après sur la vie de tous les jours, parce qu'il faut reconstruire derrière. Effectivement, le fait qu'elle ne travaille pas, là, c'est un confort, parce que j'ai pas besoin de m'organiser vis-à-vis de Naya par rapport à mon activité professionnelle, donc c'est plus souple. Si elle se remettait à travailler, il faudrait que je fasse des concessions, quoi. comme j'ai toujours fait, quoi.
Quand je me remettrai à travailler.
Hein?
Quand je me remettrai.
Oui, quand tu te remettras, pardon. Donc quand elle se remettra à travailler, oui, ça sera un peu plus compliqué pour moi, mais bon, en même temps, ça fait partie de... Si j'arrive pas à m'adapter ou à trouver cet équilibre avec mon travail, c'est mon travail qui va me poser un problème, et du coup, je trouve autre chose où je m'organise différemment. Tu dis au revoir? Au revoir, maman. Au revoir.
In Africa, a large proportion of women work. In Kenya, 46% of those in employment are women, but usually in poorly paid positions. Yet more and more are launching their own businesses, even if it means going against tradition.
You know, you are the head of the house as a man. Even if you're not working, you're the head of the house.
Do you know when you see a woman who is working with, maybe he has a good job, with a lot of earning a lot of money, now sometimes he start as if he's the owner of the house, as if he's the head of the house. But the man is supposed to be the head of the house, according to our African culture.
I cook, I do laundry work, I wash my babies, I do everything as husband, as a father. Yeah.
Is everybody like you in Kenya?
Unfortunately, no.
I cannot have the same product. If it was Coke, I would keep it. Because hatukuagiza na hatujaandika cheki yake. No, I didn't ask for it. So why are they giving it to me? That's why I want to return it, unless you want me to keep it. Hi. How was school? That's good. You should put some more.
Hazel tries to be in when her daughters get home from school.
So you got it.
Her husband, originally from Australia, is an engineer whose job keeps him away from home during the week. Hazel was born in Mombasa in 1973. Her father worked in the tea industry and they were always travelling. Her mother gave up work after she married. Hazel went to study at a business school in Australia and got married there. But she always wanted to live in Kenya. Returning to her homeland, she found a job as a project manager, but decided to leave her job when her daughters were born.
It got to a point, especially after I had my first child, I felt that, you know, it was possibly going to be difficult to keep on going up the ladder because you want to dedicate time to the family. So I thought maybe the best thing to do was to start something where I could control and do my own thing, you know, at my own pace and grow whatever business I had. See you girls. I'll be back soon. See you. I'm going for a meeting. See you. so now I don't know.
Hazel took the plunge. She used her savings to open a shop and then a restaurant. In 2008, she took out a loan and bought up a small soft drink distribution company. She now employs 30 people. In 2010, Kenya voted in a new constitution, according women the same rights as men. Despite all this, Hazel struggles to be accepted as a company director.
Morris is where?
It's here.
Morris, get me the highway book.
You can Minute Maid, 727.
724.
724.
Yeah.
You gave me how much? Yeah, you gave me 724.
724.
This business has really made me very tough, in the sense that I've realized that being soft in a male-dominated environment does not work. It took a lot of getting rid of the wrong people or people who did not understand that. It took a lot of starting afresh, getting the right people, making sure that I brought in women. When I first took over the company, it was just men. Itasaidia. Yeah, the dates. Itasaidia kwa hii kesi, you know, itasaidia.
Sasa si umeongeza 2 wewe, si umeniambia vizuri umechukua 2 asubuhi ama? Uliongeza 2 asubuhi. Sasa 20 nile ulikuwa nayo jana return yako. Uyafai we 22. You know, to men, you cannot talk to them politely. You have to be harsh. So for me, I usually be harsh to them. That is why I can go with them. But if you are polite, you laugh with them, they will not work. And then they will fight you.
What Hazel is really interested in is being an entrepreneur. She's replying to invitations to tender for a restaurant in Mombasa Airport.
I told you, see, Pendi. I just look forward to having achieved what I've always dreamt of, my mini empire, you know, just having things which I can look at and say, yes, I did it.
Four months later, Hazel is fighting to keep her business going. Her soft drink supplier has suddenly allocated her sector to someone else and is no longer delivering to her. She's reluctantly had to let go of some of her employees, but she refuses to close down.
I guess for me, giving up was not an option. I felt that even if I lose this case, I lose this battle, at least the next person who comes in will be treated more fairly than I was treated. And for me, that's good enough. If we can change the way business is done in this country, if we can change the way investors are treated in this country, that's good enough.
The decision has been made. Maiko is going to leave the bank. She doesn't, however, see herself as a housewife. What path will her life take? It's something she thinks about constantly, discussing it with Hitoshi.
こうしたらいいと思うっていうのは言っても、だって私が結局自分のやりたいようにしかやんないでしょって。だから俺に聞いても意味ないよねっていう。だから別にそう。
どうせ決めてんでしょ。
そうそうそう。なんかこう会社辞めるとかも別にどうぞみたいな。決めてんでしょどうせみたいな。
Maiko and Hitoshi are all right today, but 3 years ago they almost separated. At the time, Maiko's job and activities with the children left her no time for her husband.
一時すごい危機な時がありました。もう夫婦喧嘩もすごくなっちゃって、私がなんかしなくてもかな、なんかすごいトゲトゲしいコミュニケーションになってきちゃったんです。思い余って相談したんですね、知人に。そしたら旦那さんはきっと寂しいと思いますよって言ってたんですね。そこ言われて初めて気づいて、夫にもしかして寂しかったって言ったら、寂しかった言われたんです。なんてひどいことしたんだろうと思って自分で。で、何にもなんだろう、この人と結婚して一生懸命一生やっていくって決めたのに、夫を悲しませるようなことをしてた自分にすごい反省して、もう泣いて謝ったんですね、その時に。
いくらぐらい皆さんそれぞれかかるかな。
Maiko is keen to change her life, to find a better balance between work and family. She started taking a training course for women entrepreneurs at the weekend. Over the last few years, Maiko has developed an interest in life coaching. Her plan now is to become a coach for working mothers. There are more and more women like her in Japan, who, wanting a more flexible schedule, opt for starting their own business.
あとね、なんか妄想はいいけど暴走はダメとか、そういうキーワードあったんですけど、暴走はダメ。正しい努力。あと、
ご主人がいらっしゃる。
すごい。あ、そうか、シングルマザーの可能性もあるからって。
なんで家庭があるのに起業するのかなと思って。
専業主婦望んで家で3食ご飯作りたいみたいな感じなんだけど、いやいややっぱりなんか肌が合わなかった。
やってみたらなんか今
やってみたらちょっと違うみたいな。
なんかシステムを作って、なんかビジネスの1から10までを自分でやってみとか。
経営がしたかった。
経営がしたかった。
面接の時にもうあなたは結婚したらどうしますかって聞かれて、もう大体どこ行ってもそれを聞かれて、それでいや結婚したらね辞めたいって言ってほしいのかなとかいろいろ考えたんだけど、結婚してから辞めるつもりはないんだけど子供を産んだら考えますって言ったら満面の意味でうんってやられた時があったんで、もう女の人って企業に属したらそういう扱いなんだなっていう意識がもうずっとあったから、とりあえずほら床は綺麗だから、そっか。素晴らしいかもしれない。
3 months have passed, and it's the day of the hearing. At Tours railway station, Sarah and Pierrick are meeting her lawyer, Emmanuel Boussa-Verrecchia, and CGT union representative François Clair.
Vous n'avez pas assez dormi. Bonjour. Vous allez bien?
Bonjour.
C'est Denis là. Moi je suis morte de trouille.
Ah mais ne pas avoir la trouille, c'est ça qui serait inquiétant.
C'est une atteinte au droit à l'emploi d'une femme enceinte, droit à conserver son emploi à l'issue de la période de protection, c'est-à-dire à l'issue du congé maternité, et c'est aussi une atteinte à la santé. Pour vous, ça a été tellement manifeste, il a fallu que vous restiez 3 mois allongés, vous aviez des menaces d'accouchement prématuré, on voit bien l'état de stress, à quel point cela vous a mené du point de vue de la santé, du danger pour l'enfant.
Moi, j'étais plutôt pas favorable dans un premier temps, c'est vrai.
De toute façon, on n'a pas envie de se battre si on n'a pas de...
La période avait déjà été tellement compliquée et difficile pour le couple, et on avait un enfant que moi, je voulais qu'on passe à autre chose et qu'on arrête là. Alors, c'est vrai qu'après, elle a voulu se battre, elle était plutôt bien entourée.
Ça pose question quand même qu'on soit 40 ans après l'adoption d'une première loi, encore obligé de se battre devant une juridiction pour faire reconnaître l'application d'une loi. On n'a pas un déficit législatif en France. On a un très bon arsenal législatif qui prévoit l'égalité, l'absence de discrimination. On a un régime d'aménagement de la charge de la preuve. On a tout ce qu'il faut. Qu'est-ce qui fait qu'on piétine et qu'on n'avance pas comme ça?
C'est-à-dire on a quand même un risque de perdre.
Vous savez, en sortant de la rue, vous pouvez vous faire écraser. C'est possible aussi. Moi, j'ai horreur de perdre ça. J'ai horreur de perdre.
J'espère bien.
Et la cause que nous défendons ne peut pas nous permettre de perdre.
Hein? Il est gelé, c'est ça?
L'audience est ouverte, veuillez vous asseoir.
Lily has been a flight attendant for 10 years. A life of constant travel used to be her dream. But now she'd like her life to take a new direction.
To fill out a plain safe form as well, okay? And on the subject of health and safety, I will hand over to Sandy. Just call me Doug, that's fine, okay?
现在呢，就是在这个时间，包括工作各方面都还比较顺，那么我们就觉得，我们准备好了，可以要孩子了。So that's why we thought if we got children, maybe the family will be more perfect.
Since the 1950s, there's been a powerful legal apparatus enforcing sexual equality in China. Women are just as encouraged to work as men. In China, women represent 45% of people in employment. But only 17% of managers are women. Lily married Stefan 6 years ago. They've known each other since they were children. Stefan works as a financial consultant in one of the major Chinese investment companies. Lily was born in 1976, the year Mao Zedong died. The country started to change very quickly, opening itself up to foreign investment and becoming today the world's second largest economic power. Lily is an only child. Both her parents worked. But with the shift towards a market economy, the gap between men's and women's salaries widened. Lily went to university, worked in a travel agency, and then became a flight attendant. After living in Singapore for 2 years, she came back to Shanghai and married Stefan. Lily works for a foreign airline. When she's not flying, she works at the company's main office in the center of town. She's in charge of a team of 30 flight attendants, male and female. Still keen for professional advancement, she believes she has a solution for combining her career with her family.
如果真的要做 PPT 的话，到时候不会让你一个人去做，就是我们都会来 support 你，帮你做这方面。就是我现在是想好我想要小人了，那么我又觉得，假如要的话，我为啥不是一下子就讲生个双胞胎，就一次完成2个，就是这样子想。就像一般性就讲，现在上海最基本的搿种白领上下班。
The country's one-child per couple policy is still in force, but things are changing, and Lily and Stefan, both of whom are only children, are allowed to have 2. Tonight, as they always do, they'll be dining with Lily's parents, who live close by.
有拿老妈讲跟拿这个学生的那个。
2块半。阿拉希望伊么就是讲工作，对伐？跟那个叫啥家庭双丰收，阿拉是最开心的。但现在目前呢，因为伊拉个工作压力比较大，生小人就延后了。因为阿拉呢，作为阿拉搿个代人来讲，总归小人早以后，女孩子结婚了以后早点养小人。有家庭好了，有的小人，搿才应该是双丰收。否则话，还有好像缺一只角，家老公讲缺只角，阿拉侪老好，就缺只角，就少个角。岁数勿小了。
In China, it's very common for the grandparents to look after their grandchildren. This is what Lily's parents will do when Lily and Stefan are at work. So how are they to go about conceiving twins? Lily and Stefan have started their research. Like an increasing number of couples in China, Lily wants to use medically assisted reproduction.
试管帮一个有啥两样？
一个是自然呀，试管是就讲辣海等于讲是。
勿是，伊试管培养好也是排到侬还有托边去。后来啥了就牺牲以后，再去做一趟，一枪头养2个，人家就有3个。
再变成母猪了，我跟侬讲好，我才勿要自家。
搿这苦啊，搿反正这苦了，我觉着阿拉先去搞清爽嘛。好不啦？
你说现实的话，应该这么讲，就是说，女孩子她们现在知道自己我想要什么东西，而不是说是不求手段的去做这些事情，只能说是她们有自己一个很明确的目标，我知道我想要什么。那么就是说，像除了药物的一些辅助功能之外，你们这边还有一些其他什么辅助功能吗？就是如果说我想要生双胞胎啊，或者
一定要想双胞胎嘛，当然也可以采取叫做人工助孕的办法。人工助孕现在见的最多的，那么就是试管婴儿。那试管婴儿来说，一般的来说，能送这个胚胎进去成熟的胚胎嘛。送3到5个，如果胚胎都发育了，有5个，那也同样要实施减胎，对，所以当然也不是说我们就是说是，人工助孕这一块呢，因为它的成功率啊，相对来说不是太高，那工作呢相对来说压力不要太大，那么这样的话，你情绪会好，我们体内的激素呢相对也平衡，那么这样的话。这个各方面的协调就会达到最好的一个状态。
好，谢谢。
好，以后有什么事再打电话。
好的，好的，
好吧。
好，谢谢你。
好。
就是让我了解了一个，基本上，如果我想生双胞胎的一个，可行性，或者说是有哪些辅助措施可以让我去达到这个目标？
希望能可以很顺利。
双胞胎。好的，谢谢。
How can a woman manage both a career and a family? In the United States, an increasing number of fathers are doing their share, choosing to quit work in order to look after the children.
It's a new sort of joy. It's been a long time since I've had this kind of fulfillment.
Because they're all talking about their work and what they're doing and their promotion and their this and the company, and you can talk about, well, you know, diapers and price of, you know, diapers going up or whatever, you know.
See, now in my day, that he would be doing what my wife would be doing.
Yeah.
It'd be a hard thing for me because I'm old school.
In America, one of the few countries in the world which does not pay maternity leave, women account for 47% of people in work. And 43% of managers are women.
Can I have another waffle, please?
Yes, you may.
The whole thing?
Kristin is a lawyer and the mother of 2 children. Her husband Bill is also a lawyer. But for the moment, he's not working. He's the one looking after the children. For the last 5 years, Kristin has been the family's breadwinner. After they had their first child, Bill kept working and they employed a nanny. But with the birth of their second, they took a decisive step.
It was very, very expensive to have the nanny. Between the two of us, financially it made more sense for him to be the one to stop working, but it was also, it wasn't, something we did just because of the finances. It was because, we wanted to do it. We wanted one of the parents to be home with children.
Kristin was born in South Carolina in 1968. Both her parents worked. The first law establishing equal pay for men and women had been passed a few years earlier in 1963. Kristin studied law in Chicago, then joined a law firm. She was 36 when she married Bill, who was originally a fireman but took night classes to get his law degree. His job as a public prosecutor was always less well paid than Kristin's. At the age of 37, Kristin had their son Andrew and Tessa a year later. Bill is no longer working, but he's always rushed off his feet looking after the home and the children. He's also the children's teacher, as Kristin and Bill have opted for homeschooling.
And you're just going to do a quick review, okay? I'll get you an eraser. Not having a full-time career is always a hard decision, right? Because every day that if you're in a career like most people, you're going to deal with adults on an adult level. You're going to deal with an adult situation. With children, it's obviously different. Oh, it's a hard decision to make, but ever since then, it was the right decision for us. Trucks.
That's what it always sounds like, right? It's like a truck rolling by. It is. That's what an earthquake sounds like usually.
Kristin has been working for this law firm for the last 10 years and is today the only female partner.
Even though it terrified me at first to, be in charge of taking care of this family financially, there is sort of a satisfaction to, making sure everyone's sort of okay in that respect. Well, I don't really know what mothering is, if mothering's any different than parenting.
I got mother pulling good.
You got it down, you think?
Yeah.
Tone it down.
Dad, I don't really want too much, Dad. Don't give me a lot.
Why, you're not hungry? Hmm? Not so much?
I miss Mom every single day,
You do?
even when she's home.
Why?
How could you miss me when I'm home? I'm here.
Because I'm not touching you.
Mm.
But I don't miss you when I'm touching you. Like right now.
What about now?
Yeah. Not now.
As time goes by, the possibility of one day going back to work seems increasingly remote. Yet Bill renews his license every year. For the moment, it's an arrangement which suits them, and that's all that matters.
On the weekends, there's some point where he gets to check out and not have to pay attention to any of us. So it's good for him.
Today, Sarah will find out the Employment Tribunal's ruling. Jean-Claude Perron, the CGT union's delegate within the company, has promised to meet her.
Je cherche un délibéré.
Oui, c'est dans quelle affaire
Valide contre Poirier.
D'accord. Écoutez, je vous invite à le regarder.
Ok, merci. Devine quoi?
T'es embauché.
Ils ont donné leur intégration.
Ils voulaient pas me le dire, c'est con là. Ils m'ont laissé une surprise.
Ouais, on donne leur intégration, tu te rends compte? C'est super. Hein.
Ah, l'autre il va pas être joyeux.
À compter de demain.
Bah, je rembauche avec toi. C'est super. Il l'a lu ou il te l'a donné comme ça?
Je l'ai récupéré, la feuille est là-bas. Donc ils demandent donc ordonnent leur intégration, donc ils annulent tout le licenciement, ils ordonnent leur intégration, ils me demandent de me payer tous les salaires avec fourniture des feuilles de salaire.
Formidable.
20 000 euros de dommages et intérêts. Voilà.
Ça va être bien. Allez, à la tienne.
Chocolat.
Le Conseil remet en l'état la situation avant votre licenciement avec une réintégration. Alors c'est une décision qui bien évidemment est extrêmement rare. Vous arrivez avec votre...
On doit me restituer mon poste.
Votre jugement en disant mais moi, on a effacé l'ardoise là et puis on redémarre sur de bonnes bases. C'est quand même une déchirure qui a eu lieu. Il faut aussi le temps de la cicatrisation. Lui, il s'est pris quand même un jugement d'annulation de votre licenciement à gérer. Bon, c'est le temps de la cicatrisation pour l'un et pour l'autre. C'est pour ça qu'il faut à ce moment-là y aller doucement.
Maiko is ready. Having worked out how to set herself up as a life coach, she steeled her nerves and talked with her superior at the bank.
もう辞めるって言うまでぐるぐる頭の中でなんて言ったら一番円満に辞められるんだろうとかそんなことばっかり考えてたんですけど、やっぱりこう U ターンになったらスパッとやりたいんですっていうことだけしか結局言わなくて、やっぱこう明日死んでもいい生き方をしたいんですみたいな。なんかそれ言われちゃうと部長もその気持ちはわかるとか部長もわかる、それはわかる、うん